Welcome back. If this is your first time here on this channel and you experience any kind of issues with playback, please check out the link in the description to my mirrored account on BitChute.com, redpill_McKenzie. Now, in today's video, we're picking up where we left off. We're now in week 3 of May 2018 with the high-level resignations. Talking CEOs, CFOs, COOs, heads of state, police chiefs, you name it. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's a new week until we've pretty much caught up. And, well, where do I get these names from, right? Well, I get them from a site called resignation.info, maintained by, of course, Resignation Anon. And despite the meme I just showed you, there are actually a lot of good people on this list. Not everyone on this list is a bad person, so you shouldn't think that everyone's going to be indicted, because they're not. Check out the link to the indictments on this website if you haven't already. There's also a feature on here where you can report new resignations. If it's something that's not on the list since September of 2017, or if it's brand new, go ahead and put the link to that news article. Once it's been verified, it'll be added to the list, and if it's new and notable, chances are you're going to see it on the next resignation show. Every other Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. German time. The next show, it's on February 17th, and it's hosted on a show called In Real Life News. I'm going to have the link to their channel in the description, so if you haven't already done that from all the previous videos asking you, go ahead and sub and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss the next resignation show. And now that all the bases are covered, let's get to the names. We have the CEO from Key Energy Services, Inc. in the U.S. We have the CEO from Solar World in the U.S. We have the Commissioner to the Baltimore Police Department in Maryland, Daryl D'Souza, resigned after tax charges. He's been indicted. We have a partner to KLEINER, PERKINS, CAUFIELD, and BYERS in the U.S., Bhatt Seidenberg. We have the CEO to DENEL in South Africa. We have the CEO to Barclays Bank PLC in South Africa, David Hodnett. We have the CEO to Vodafone in the UK, Vittorio Tulloch. We have the CEO to Earthix Inc. in the US. We have the CEO to Mandalay Resources Corp. in the US. We have a judge to the Inter-American Court of Human Rights in the U.S., Roberto F. Caldas. We have the CEO and President to the National Abortion Federation in the U.S., Vicky Saporta, retired. We have the CEO and President to COGECO Communications Inc. in Canada. We have the CEO to Career Force in New Zealand. The head of publicity to the Weinstein Company in the U.S., Nicole Quinca. We have the CEO to Namely in the U.S., Matt Straz, following an investigation into actions inconsistent with that which is expected of Namely leadership. We have the Investment and Trade Minister to the Antiguan and Barbudan government, Ascot Michael, resigned amid a new scandal. We have the CEO to Singapore Tourism Board. We have the Director and VP to the China Mobile Limited in China. We have the CEO to Oxfam in the UK, Mark Goldring, criticized for his handling of a scandal over the use of prostitutes in Haiti by Oxfam staff. He resigned. We have the CEO to the Academy Limited in the US. We have the CEO to Kink.com in the US. We have the CEO to the National Commercial Bank in Saudi Arabia, Saeed Al-Ghamdi. We have the CEO to Air Rianta International CPT in Ireland. We have the CFO to Volkswagen Truck and Bus GmbH in Germany, Matthias Grundler. We have the Chief to FLOWOOD Police Department in Mississippi, Richie McCluskey, retired. We have the CEO to Plumas District Hospital in California. We have the CEO to Cable Bahamas Limited, retired. We have the lawyer to Novartis AG in Switzerland, Felix Arat, after the Cohen payments came out, resigned. We have the CFO to Surmatics Inc. in the U.S. We have the President to Newell Brands Inc. in the U.S. We have the Prime Minister to the Guinean government, Mamadi Eula. The whole government resigned with him as well. We have the CEO to Launch Tennessee in the U.S. We have the CFO to United Airlines in the U.S., Andrew Levy. We have the CPO to Uber in the U.S., Jeff Holden. We have the CEO and President to American Beverage Association in the U.S., Susan Neely. She's left to helm the American Council of Life Insurers, ACLI. We have the VP to Wells Fargo in the U.S., Ed Blakely, retired. We have the CEO to Smarsh in the U.S. We have the Chief Justice to the Illinois Supreme Court in the U.S., Charles E. Freeman, retired. We have Director to Envuo Technologies AB in Sweden. We have the COO to Baidu in China. We have a lawyer to PERKINS COIE in the U.S., Robert Bauer. Notes say that he's a foreign agent and had an office in London. We had a CEO to Campbell's Soup in the U.S., Denise Morrison. We have the CEO to Zell in the U.S., Paul Finch. We have the CEO to Ophir Energy in the U.K. We have the mayor to West Covina in California, Mike Spence, resigned amid a drug investigation. We have the mayor to Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, Eric Bauer, after allegedly soliciting police informant for sex. We have the chief to the Federal Bureau of Prisons in the U.S., Mark Inch. We have the CEO to River Music Experience in Iowa. We have the Director of Registration and Inspections to the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, the PCAOB, in the U.S. We have the Director to the Kaputzing Gold Corp in Canada. We have the CEO to the Lester Group in the U.S., George Lester II, retired. We have the head to USA Gymnastics, Rhonda Fain. We have the CEO to Nashville LGBT Chamber in Tennessee. We have the CFO and Director to the City of Kalamazoo in Michigan, Tom Scribola. We have the Chief to the Port Arthur Police Department in Texas, Patrick Melvin. We have the Chief to the Hagersville Police Department in Maryland, Victor Brito. We have the Chief to the Mason Police Department in West Virginia, Rich Gilkey. We have the Deputy CEO to the Mitsubishi UFJ Trust and Banking in Japan, Eiji Iori. We have the CEO and President to Detour Gold in Canada, Paul Martin, retired. We have the CFO to the Nissan Motor Company in Japan, Joe Peter, retired. We have the COO to Zunli Limited in China. All 34 bishops in Chile to the Roman Catholic Church in Chile over the absolutely deplorable pedophile priest scandal. Decades and decades. Anti-Slavery Commissioner, Santa Marta Group in the UK, Kevin Hyland. He was the founder of the Vatican Anti-Trafficking Group. He resigned as head of the UK Slavery Commission, which is also Vatican-sponsored. We have the director and the deputy director to Bridges Outreach, Inc. in the U.S. Both have retired. We have the CEO to the National Cereals and Produce Board, NCPB, in Kenya, Newton Terror, amid a probe on illegal maize imports. We have the coroner to Adams County in Illinois, James Keller. After facing criticism over his practice of keeping poor people's remains until their relatives could pay $1,000, he resigned. We have a member to the Labour Party in the UK, Ken Livingstone, resigned over anti-Semitism accusations. We have the director to CTS Corporation in the US, retired. We have the CEO to Finnair in Finland. We have the CTO to STV in the UK, Alistair Brown. We have the CEO and President to AlphaNet Inc. in the US, retired. We have the CEO to Greater MSP in the US. We have the Chief of Staff to the State University of New York Upstate Medical University in the US, Sergio Garcia. We have the Creative Director to Stuart Weitzman in the US, Giovanni Morelli. We have the CFO and VP to People's Bank in Sri Lanka, Charles Field. We have the CEO to Quorum Health in the U.S., retired. We have the CEO and Director, Denisha, in Poland. We have these three directors to Fortis Healthcare Limited in India. We have the CEO to Campaigns in Gray in the Philippines. We have the President to New York Stock Exchange in the U.S., Tom Farley. We have the CEO to York Teaching Hospital NHS Foundation Trust in the UK, retired. We have the Chief to the Sioux Center Police Department in Iowa, Paul Adkins, retired. We have the Chairwoman to the U.S. Chemical Safety and Hazard Investigation Board, Vanessa Allen Sutherland. We have the Chairman to the Media Prima BHD in Malaysia. And that's the last name because, bam, that week's over. Remember, every week it's a new one. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Next resignation show. Don't miss it. Sub to In Real Life News. And as always, if you like my video, please share because sharing's caring. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead, sub. Hit the bell for notifications so YouTube has no chance of what kind of content of mine that you get to see. I hope you liked it. God bless you. I love you. This is Red Pill McKenzie.